I got no idea. Zero. None. I have no idea what is going on here. So yeah, we're gonna look at this. I got this recommended. I forgot who it was, but anyways, this guy's openly blackmailing other YouTubers by Sly Boy. We're gonna look at this. I have no idea what this is about. He looks like he would do that though. He looks like he would do that though, if that's him. That is. And if not, then I'm very sorry. Anyways. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yeah, hit that like button, and yeah, we're going in. We're going in. I have no idea. Let's hear it.
That's a face that is about to say something absolutely devious. Look at those eyes. Look at that. Look at that little grin sneaking up his face. Wow. I keep a running roster of YouTubers I find generally incredibly entertaining, but only when they are actively destroying their own lives. Is that right? I don't know. What is this, Sunday school? This person uploaded a video titled, "I'm frustrated with commentary YouTubers," about 24 hours ago, and he took it down very fast. Now, I saw clips circulating around the internet, and I knew immediately that this would be exactly the type of content I would enjoy. Unfortunately, I wasn't fast enough to get to it, and I was not able to find the original video until just now when I saw that Rob's Media re-uploaded it.
Hello everyone, today is going to be a little bit of a different video because I am frustrated with a lot of your favorite creators. I've been wanting to make this kind of video for quite a long time. I've been very nervous to do it because I didn't want to burn bridges, but at this point, who gives a fuck? 2 to 3 years ago, I started a nonprofit, Never Stop. I have sunk thousands and thousands of dollars into Never Stop. At first, it was not successful at all, and I was paying money out of pocket to cover the donations that we were making. We just received our first grant. We have 7 volunteers, 1 part-time employee, a treasurer on board. Like, this is a fucking real operation here.
Okay, I'm gonna slim down the intro to this video. Jake Doolittle has a charity that pretty much consists of him Venmoing $500 a month to somebody in need, and he determines who's in need by just people submit applications on his website, and if he thinks, yeah, they could use $500, they get $500, which is good. That's nice. That's nice to help people. What you're about to see, though,
Right, not a big, okay, not a big deal. So essentially, he does just like charity work, and he pays it out of his own pocket, which is, you know, commendable, of course, right? That's a good thing. I don't know how he determines who is worthy of that, though. That's the question. And also, like, if like, right, they have a proper process of like, so they won't get scammed. So like, they get some proof and shit that this person actually needs genuine help. Anyways, but for now, that's a good thing. But I'm assuming probably that he's like forcing people to donate, is what I'm thinking. YouTubers, that is.
In terms of his expectations that people support his charity, you would think he is like on the cusp of finding the cure for cancer or something.
I'm almost at 300,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But there has been no YouTuber who has ever inquired or donated any money to Never Stop.
No! Oh my gosh.
Oh no! Oh no! He does know that people aren't obligated to donate something, right? Like, right? He does know that, right? He does know that people aren't obligated to do that. I mean, it'd be nice if they did it, but they aren't obligated, right? People aren't forced. So what is he doing? Is he trying to like shame people into not doing it? Does he call up people by name at this point? I don't know. We'll have to see.
Nobody ever asked about your charity that sends people $500?
I've actually even sent merchandise to creators to try to get them to talk about Never Stop, and it only worked with one, and that person wasn't even a YouTuber. It was a singer. It was a songwriter. And throughout this video, I'm not going to name names, but I would like you to know that I am going to name names at some point, possibly next month or so, if my following up with these people amounts to nothing and I keep getting ghosted.
Donate to charity. It's for the kids. It's for the kids. It's for the people in need. It's for the lonely, the gay, the disabled, etc. Donate. I'm such a good guy. I'm such a good guy. You gotta, Come on. I'm trying to help people here. You don't understand. Listen, I know an opportunistic person when I see one. I live in Nashville. I know tons of those motherfuckers. Now, I have a theory about this that I want to get off the chest right away. If you are someone who is not flourishing in their creative exports
Then don't. See, if you can't actually manage to put up a charity, just don't have a charity. Spoiler alert.
on whatever it be, in this case YouTube, trying to make yourself the face of something that is doing objective good in the world, like a charity, and
If you can't keep up a charity, just don't have a charity, right? Hey, me back. Me is back. What I miss? Nothing much. Nothing much.
corral people to support that charity, that does a lot of good to your bottom line because it drives attention and eyeballs and name recognition onto you. And I know a lot of people would be squeamish about throwing this guy under the bus because it's a charity. He just wants to run a charity. What's wrong with running? Like, again, nothing wrong with running a charity. I just look into those glassy eyes and I do not trust that person. Oh, Sly Boy hates charities. Sly Boy hates charities. Okay, you want me to say that? Fine, I'll say that.
A lot of these YouTubers love talking about holding people accountable for their wrongdoings and all that kind of shit. But when I try to say, hey, if you have any extra money, we are giving $500 a month. I know that you just put on your close friend story that you're making 15 grand off this brand deal. Hey, I would love the help. My views are down, but you're getting, I don't know, 50,000 subs a month. What are we doing here? I don't think there has been a creator that I've worked.
Never has a Sly Boy video become so outdated so fast. Guys, I couldn't help but notice that your channel is growing and mine is shrinking.
Yeah, it's like, is he now, like, he's shaming people for having more than he does. Or like being able to, that would be able to do more than he does. But arguably, they're already doing more because they're paying more taxes than him. Which those taxes go back into, like, people that may need it, right? If, depending on what country you live in. So, like, whatever. Anyways, it's, like, interesting. He's basically saying, I can't afford this charity. Please pay it for me.
What are we doing here? Have you ever been friends with somebody like this? I feel like I have to a certain degree. Wow.
My views are down, but you're getting, I don't know, 50,000 subs a month. What are we doing here? I don't think
He did the little zoom in for emphasis.
What are we doing here?
I'm surprised he didn't do zoom out and reverb. Hey, buddy, I saw you got that new promotion. That's awesome. However, did you know that I'm unemployed? What are we doing here? Congrats on the marriage, my guy. The wedding was absolutely beautiful. Just a gorgeous ceremony. I don't know if you know this, but I'm actually still single. What are we doing here? Because if anybody deserves all those things, it's me. You know, I give $500 a month to a random person who submits a Google sheet on my website.
As of today, we have given around $12,000 to people in need over the last 2 to 3 years.
This is all over $12,000? $12,000 is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but like for like a charity that you said, would you say there was like 7 people working at this thing? What are those 7 people doing? Counting the dollars? If you just took all of your time that you've sunk into this and all of those people's time and just worked at a fast food restaurant for that exact number of hours, you probably could have gotten more money to Venmo to people who shoot you a message on your website.
I want someone to tell me why U.S. senators and representatives are more likely to work with me than other influencers in the commentary space who I have talked to within the last 6 months. How come other nonprofits that are doing between $10 and $30 million a year in donations are willing to talk to me, but these fucking YouTubers cannot give $500 in a one-time payment out of their, I don't know, 50 grand that they're making a month?
I've dealt with people like you before, okay? So I know you just lied there. I know you just lied when you said, okay, so fucking Drew Gooden makes $50,000 on his last video, but he couldn't make a one-time payment to me for my charity. It's never one time, especially with the charity. If you ever give into a charity, you get emails, you get calls.
And by the way, all of this you can write off on your taxes. I don't know how many times I have to say this. These are people who are getting a shit ton of money and will not know what to do at tax time, but I guess there's no knowledge there.
These people don't understand. All these successful YouTubers are just too stupid to know what a good tax write-off I am. I don't think this person understands that it takes a lot of growing and building yourself within the industry and building your reputation to be considered trustworthy as the person to be managing funds like these. If I started a nonprofit,
I would not, right? Especially now, right? Making this video, I'm glad I'm not the person that posted this, right? If someone made this video, I would certainly not trust them with my money. I would not. See, if you are handling large sums, this isn't the first time a charity was misused for something, right? We can look at literally Creator Clash, right? Creator Clash. Big event, right? Big event. All the funds have been massively misused, so much so that they stood there eventually with the debt. I'm not going to donate to something that, at this point, I'm not going to donate anywhere that I don't know it's actually going there with literal outright proof that it does. Hell no.
right now, tonight, on my computer, and somehow scrap together like $12,000-ish to start it with, I would pretty much be at the same level as you are. Do you think, I don't know, Moist Critical would respond to my emails? You don't deserve people's attention just because you're doing a good thing.
This isn't about supporting me, it's about supporting people who need the support. I'll give a bunch of examples about how YouTubers have ghosted me and not wanted to help with Never Stop.
Oh, the way he smiles at the end of that. Oh. Oof. Ugh.
This person posted how much money they're making on their public story, okay? And so I swiped up and was like, hey, that's a lot of money, or like, that's a lot of people supporting you, that's insane, congratulations. Then the person responded to me and was like, thanks, you know, it's crazy, I'm trying to do good with my money. And this was just supposed to be an exchange of me saying, hey, congratulations, that's insane. And this person said, hey, I've been trying to do good with my money. So if behind closed doors you're gonna flex to me and say that you're doing good with your money, fucking show up. So I said, hey, if you want to do good with your money, I would love to get on a call and talk with you about Never Stop. And this person unfollowed me and left me on red, which I think is hilarious, because you can't post how much you're making. You can't say, hey, I'm trying to do good with my money. And then when I say, hey, if you want to do good with your money, let me know. I would love to talk to you. And then you just fucking leave me on red. Not even a response. Any kind of a response that would be like, hey, you know, I appreciate what you're doing, but I've been giving to different charities that support something that I'm closer to. I'm okay with that, but you can't say that you've been doing good with your money and flexing all this kind of shit and then not give any proof or show any kind of anything.
Did you guys not hear? I'm the charity police. It's time for your charity audit. You thought
listen. Okay? Listen. This man is out here essentially saying, oh, you're saying you did a lot of good. Is there any proof? Like, people don't have to show the fact that what they're doing, like what they're doing, right? People don't have to show how much money they're giving away, right? It feels like also, see, you can't win if you show off that you donate. You right? You're a donator. You're show off, right? You're show off. You're doing this for attention, right? If you don't, they call you a liar. So it doesn't matter what you do. The reason why people who do give away their money, who do charity, don't really say that they're doing charity is because you're gonna have a bunch of people saying you're doing it for attention, and if you say it and don't show it, they're gonna say that you're lying. So like, what's the point? What's the point? There is no point, right? You'll end up with the same issues regardless. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't solve the problem, right? This is just dumb. It just is.
I was just a normal average YouTuber guy, but no, I am the operating authority on what you can and can't do with your charity money. You need to show me proof because I'm Jake Doolittle. Or maybe the Pillsbury Doughboy. We're still not sure.
Because I was frustrated I asked this person if we could just talk on the phone about how I could get influencers to work with me on my nonprofit.
I know you motherfuckers too well now. When I was like 19 or 20, I would stick out a friendship with one of you guys for way too long and it would be miserable. But now I know the little tricks. Because what you do is you say, hey man, I'm looking for advice on like how I could get influencers to help me out. Like, you know the space really well. I was wondering if we could just hop on a call and you could give me some advice on like some best things to do. You get on the call with them. You give your thoughts, blah, 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 whatever. Next thing you know, bam, you're right there on FaceTime with him and he goes, well, what about you? What? I can't say that. This is just like 101 manipulation.
I would do so much with 100th of that money. If we're giving money directly to people through PayPal, it is changing the days, the weeks, the months, possibly the years of these people. So I got on the phone with this person and I'm like, hey, I've had no support from other influencers and that's really bothered me and I don't quite know how to go about it.
So you went to this person and you were like started begging like a dog? Oh, that's definitely gonna help people, like get you to people donate. You're just not entitled to people's attention. You're not entitled to people's money. You're also not entitled to them. You can also not guilt trip them because that's what he's doing, right? He's guilt tripping people. Hi, Nimbus. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hello. But he's guilt tripping people, right? He is indeed guilt tripping people.
And they were very honest. And I call them because they're very honest. And because I made a video that wasn't received well a year ago, people don't want to work with me.
How's it going, guys? Editing room Sly Boy here.
Or, which could be more interesting, they don't believe you are trustworthy, so they will not donate and like give you any of their money. They don't believe you're trustworthy enough.
What he's referring to, without going into many details, is he was involved in some drama, I don't know, maybe like 6 months to a year ago, where he falsely accused Ethan Klein of faking an illness, which is funny because he's like the like chronic illness guy. That's like half his personality. Within that battle that he started, the Ethan Klein crew dug up a number of things about him, one of which is that he was selling merch that was branded as Never Stop charity merch, and only 10% of the profit off of the Never Stop merch actually went to the Never Stop charity. The rest was just going to his personal bank account. So there's already some seriously tangible reasons to doubt the efficacy of this charity. Now, my understanding is that currently any and all donations to this charity go 100% to the charity. However, as I mentioned before, I still feel as though the growth of this charity ultimately affects his bottom line really positively. So it doesn't really matter to me that particular element of it. Point is, this charity has already appeared extremely sketchy under scrutiny, and we're only at a net $12,000 having passed through it so far.
But the problem is, when you're putting out as much fucking content as I am, there's going to be videos that aren't received well. I feel like that's simple math. Just in the last 6 months, I've posted 73 videos. Who else is doing that?
A lot of people.
And at some point, there are going to be videos that aren't perceived as well as I'd like them to be. Or there's going to be times where allegations turn out to be false and then we have to backtrack. That is the job that we are in.
What? Wait, what? Sometimes the allegations that I made up turn out to be false and we have to backtrack. Who knew? Who knew? I don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
This person said that they were hesitant to work with me again because they were nervous about how it would be perceived over one video that I made 1 year ago that people didn't like, that I apologized for. I have released over 100 videos since then. I have realized the mistake I made in that video, whatever the fuck, but
I've realized the mistake I made in that video, comma, whatever the fuck. That's a beautiful set of words right there. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yes, it can't. See, the only way that happens, and, you know, I consume a lot of drama YouTubers, right? Videos. The only way that happens is if you make videos that are biased. If you don't make videos that are biased, or like where it's not very, not obvious who the bad guy is, only then do you have to backtrack. What you know what that means to me? It means this guy isn't really working on an objective basis. Anyways.
That is accountability incarnate.
I won't say names right now, but I probably will later on. Somebody reached out to me on Instagram, somebody who could change my life, could change hundreds, possibly thousands of people's lives, asking for advice. I got on a phone call with this person. I give this person advice, and because they asked for it, right? And then after this call, I say, hey, I really appreciate that I was able to give you advice, but I would love some advice on how to grow my nonprofit because I feel
I fucking called that shit out of the gate. Hey, actually,
Okay. So, you gave advice, and then you wanted something in return. So it was an exchange. It was an exchange. It was an exchange. That's what it is, right? It was an exchange. You did that as an exchange. Anyway, you did that as an exchange. Biased YouTubers cough cough moojin. Essentially. Yeah. It's actually like moojin. Yeah. Doing good. That dude is one of the biggest losers. He is. Yeah, the Muujin thing was, something. Recently. Muujin in general, right? Muujin on, Psychuneo, Muujin on Cinder, Muujin on, whatever that recent thing was, where Powder ratioed him again. Yeah.
want some advice for you. I'm having a really hard time getting money for my charity. How could I get money for my charity, rich person?
and I'm going to send a follow-up this week. But if there's no response, I don't know what to do. I gave this person content strategy advice and then asked for advice in return, and now I'm left on red. I've been completely fucking used by this person, and I don't know why they reached out to me in the first place. That one I'm going to keep a little bit more vague because I still...
Used! They asked you for advice. So you gave, in fact, advice. What do you mean used? You weren't used. They asked you for advice. You gave them advice. They did not, I'm assuming they did not know. You were out there asking for something in return. That is what I'm assuming, at least.
have my hopes up, I guess.
It's out of no sense of decency that he would ever consider not leaking this exchange. It's purely out of hopes that that person sees this video and is scared and ends up replying and giving him money. What a fucking knob.
I was in the middle of scheduling a video with another commentary creator who I respected a lot. And then this person unfollowed me, stopped responding to my messages, and didn't have the fucking balls to tell me why. I have so much respect for the person who said, hey, I'm hesitant to work with you right now because I don't know how people are going to perceive it. I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't understand it, but at least there's a reason. The people who hide behind closed doors and unfollow me.
I'm sorry, I'm nitpicking now, but the idea of not hiding behind closed doors and unfollowing someone. Hey Jake, how's it going, buddy? I just wanted to let you know I did go ahead and unfollow you on Instagram and Twitter. So, unfollowed you, not really fucking with you anymore, but yeah. Okay, cool.
Somebody who I made a video with in the past, multiple videos, actually took down every single video that I've made with them. And that was tough. That is somebody who I knew since day one, who I thought was like a really, really good friend. And, you know, I helped this person through controversies and real life stuff. And they...
If you're a brand risk, you're a brand risk. And the way it looks right now, you clearly are one. Are we surprised by this? No, we're not. Have you seen Demic crashing out? Literally just opened Twitter and everyone has been blasting her for hypocrisy. Shocker, I know. I find it hilarious that she's like, oh. Right? She's like, oh. I don't like NSFW of myself. Then she reports a lot of reposts a lot of NSFW stuff. And then what also gets really interesting is that she does not even know what NSFW means, because NSFW means not just art where you are getting cracked. It is also the suggestive art that you repost. It is the suggestive art that you commission. It literally is. Right? It literally is. But that does not go into her tiny head. I'm not surprised. Right. If she said right? If she said you know, I don't like seeing art of my my model getting cracked. Okay. Sure. That's not the problem here though. That's not the issue here though. Right? That's not the problem. Nobody meant that though. It's interesting.
Said that they thought I was using them.
Why would you want a charity to be run by someone whose involvement in said charity is so intertwined with their personal well-being and the quality of their friendships? This is just an emotional dumpster fire. Who in their right mind would be comfortable with this person managing potentially thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in funds to be allocated to other people? This is just patently absurd on its face. I do kind of unironically feel bad. I mean, it seems like this guy kind of torched his entire life, you know, at least in terms of his personal relationships. I mean, we're talking about a nonprofit that total has netted $12,000. I don't think it's a net good on the world for him to just be torching all of his professional relationships and causing drama to Venmo people $500 once.
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. So, to summarize this whole situation, this man's trying to essentially how do you say it? Guilt trip others and blackmail others into donating to his charity that's just not working. That's just not working. But he's trying. And it's hilarious because, right, we can tell it's not working, right? We can clearly see that it's not working. And, yep, I think this man's scum. There's not much to say. This is scummy behavior. This is just... no reasonable person would work with this man. And that's really all there is to it.